Many upcoming artists think that record labels are looking for hypes in their songs. That is, followers, their follower counts, online noise, shouting, and all that. But I want to let you know that that is not what record labels are looking for. So if you really want to know what record labels are looking for in your song as an upcoming artist, then stick and watch this video to the end, because I am going to reveal those things that really matters. And without much ado, let's get into this video. Now, the three basic things record labels are going to look for in your songs are: number one, your song idea or message; number two, your song structure; and number three, your artist identity. Now let us move on from here to explain these points one after another. Now for point number one, your song idea or message. Now I want you to understand that when you submit your song to a record label, the first thing they expect from that song when they are listening is to get a clear or a quick understanding of the message or the idea in your song. That is to say, record labels are expecting to know what your song is all about when they listen to it. So as an upcoming artist, you are going to make the mistake of jumping from one point to another within your song, or trying to pass across different kinds of messages in one song. Now there is one mistake I see upcoming artists make so much when it comes to song idea or message, and that mistake is that they want to sing about things or levels they have not yet reached. Now you will see most upcoming artists, they do not have money, they are struggling, trying to come up, and it is this struggling that is pushing them to reach out to record labels. But then in their songs, they are boasting about having money, boasting about living the good life, boasting about fame, boasting about wealth, something they have not yet attained. Now, if you are making this kind of song for a record label, you need to understand that the record label is going to conclude that you have the money. Why not start your own record label and push your songs? For that reason, record labels are not going to consider your song in any way at all. Now, if you look at the popular messages in music, the first message, the first theme of every song is about love. And one thing that this love theme has done and keeps doing for artists is that it gives artists different faces, different dimensions to talk about. You can make song about an heartbreak that has been disappointed by somebody you loved. You can make a song about true love. You can even make a song about a girl in your neighborhood you are trying to get as your girlfriend. You have not even made the movie yet, but every day you are planning and strategizing how you are going to go after her, the things you are going to say, and all that. Now you need to understand that when you are putting out this kind of messages, there are so many people out there who will be living that experience at the moment. So when you are making your song, understand that you are talking to people who you are expecting to listen to you, and once what you are saying in your song aligns with what those people are going through, it is going to be very easy for you to grasp them. That is why when record labels are listening to songs that are being submitted by artists, they look out for these things in that song. If they look out for these things in that song, that is to see if the artist is speaking from his own experience, his own daily life, and most importantly, if what he is saying aligns with what so many people are presently going through. So once you are able to have a clear message in your song, a clear idea that is well defined and very easy for people to understand, record labels will put your song into consideration. Now moving on to the second point, your song structure. Now the three important structures every song must have are the verse, the chorus, and the hook. If you are doing Afrobeats or R&B, there is what we call bridge. You need to have that. This bridge is a kind of introduction to the chorus. And most times also people interchange chorus with hook. But I want you to understand that there is a thing. The difference is not that big. A thin difference between chorus and hook. hook is something that grasp people's attention very easily, and most times it is not even what you are saying in your song, as it can also be a particular instrument, a particular melody inside your song. That is something that when it comes along, it makes that song outstanding, it makes that song unique, and it makes that song grab people, push people to listen to that song. So as an artist, you need to understand all these song structure and incorporate them into your song, especially the song you are going to submit for a record label. Because once record labels pick your song to listen, they will be looking out for these structures to see if they are included, because these are the things that compels people to listen to music. And if your song does not have it, it will be very difficult. It will not even be possible for a record label to consider your song, because they know it is never going to be marketable. You need to understand that. So in case you don't know how to structure your songs or how to make your songs have the basic song structures, I have a video here on this channel that I have explained these 3 song structures, and I'll drop the link for you in the description so you can follow and watch and learn about those structures your songs must have before you ever sit down to compose them, so that when you are submitting that song to a record label and they listen to it, the song will sound professional in their ears, and it will increase your chances of being signed to the record label. And now to the last but not the least point, which is your artist identity. Now, when you submit your songs or song to a record label, the record label, when listening to or before even listening to the song, they will be expecting the artist, as in the imagery behind the song. That is to say, who is this person? How is he? Your physical appearance, your mode of dressing, the way you make your hair, the way you carry yourself, and all that. So you must ensure that if you are submitting your song to a record label, you have already been able to carve out your own artist identity, so that if they listen to your song and like it and reach out to you, how you are going to submit yourself will align with what your song is all about. Do not be that artist that if record labels listen to your song and they want to consider you, when they are reaching out to you, they come to discover that you are one tattered person. Not that tattered people do not make music, but you need to put yourself in a position that when record labels see your image, or when they come in view of who you really are, they see that personality that is going to help them to market your song and make the profit they are going to look out for. Now, another thing that really matters in your artist identity is your character, your persona. Now, in my many years of listening to and promoting songs for artists before I ever plan to establish a record label, one thing I discovered is that most upcoming artists are very, very rude. They do not know how to talk. They do not know how to approach people. Imagine an upcoming artist, you saw the number of a record label online and you want to call that record label. You dial the number, and when the number rings and that person picks the call, you start by, please, who are you? Before you call that record label, I believe you must have known or learned about that record label in one way or another. Now, in calling the record label, why are you presenting yourself as a fool? That this already tells you off. For a record label, you must have a manner of approach. You must have a personality. You must be that kind of person that when the record label comes in contact with you, they quickly identify that you are going to be a very good business partner. Because one thing most upcoming artists do not understand is that record labels are business entities, and they also want to work with people who are business minded. You should not be that kind of person that every time you are pompous, you boast, you talk anyhow, you present yourself anyhow. This will tell you off for a record label, so that no matter how good your song might sound, no matter how good your song might be structured, the record labels are going to tell you off, because they know that engaging with you or going into a business with you is going to give them court cases or one problem or another in the future. Now, I want you to understand that the reason most artists you are seeing today are not able to sign a record deal is because of their personality, their character, their identity, who they really are. Most of them are way too rude, so that when the record labels discovers that you are a rude personality, you are a rude person, they will think ahead that if they ever get to sign these artists into their record label, in the future is going to come up with different kinds of trouble, most especially court cases. If you look around currently, you will see most artists are dragging their record labels to court, citing so many problems. Most of them say that the record label has cheated them and all that. Now, if the record label knew that these things were going to happen in the past, do you think that they would have considered that artist for the record deal? No. So you must ensure that your identity, your personality is in check, so that when the record label finally listens to your music that you've been able to compose very well and they reach out to you, they are going to see a great business mind that they know if they work with this person, it is not going to cause any trouble or problem for them in the future. And most importantly, they are going to make their profit back, because record labels are more interested in the profit they are going to make from an artist's music. So whatever they see in that artist that is going to jeopardize that, they are going to tell that artist off. In summary, I want you to understand that if you are able to have the clear idea or message in your song, and your song is structured in a professional way, and also you are able to carry yourself, that is your identity as an artist, as a person, if it is in the right order, it is going to increase your chances of signing a record deal. So study these three things and put them all in place before you reach out to a record label. Now finally, I have a class where I'm teaching artists how to compose music professionally. So if you are interested, you can drop a DM for me in the comment section, and I will send you the link you can use to reach out to me.